All right, good afternoon. Welcome along to, well, a very special Sunday bunch this afternoon. We're not live, we're actually recording this at the Stadium of Light. And before we start, we do want to say a massive thank you to everybody at the football club, especially Robin and Michael, who've helped us achieve this. We're going to get on to Mike's charity walk a little bit later on, and he's going to join us on the second part of this very special Sunday bunch. So with us this afternoon, live and in person, we got Conrad. How's your day been so far, Conrad? It's
pretty good. I haven't been here for a long time, and seeing everything as it's all changed now, it's different than actually talking to you not on a screen. Is this actually the difference now? We will say we've had to move the seats about because the light was shining on Conrad's head there, and it was out doing my teeth. Yeah. All right. Also, of course, we got Wayne with us. Wayne, how's your day been?
Yeah, very good, Phil. Like I say, it's great to be back at the stadium, say behind the scenes, and for a very, very good cause. So great to be here.
Fantastic, and of course with us we've got Emma with us.
I know.
How's your day been so far, Emma?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. A bit of a lazy Sunday morning, you know, what's the days I'm meant for. Being at the stadium, it's just unreal how quiet it is on a non-match day.
Lazy Sunday mornings, what a day. All right, well, unfortunately, we've got to start with yesterday's game, which Plymouth Argyle 3, Sunderland 2. I mean, where did it all go wrong? How confident was you about getting 3 points yesterday, Wayne?
I was super confident. You know, I don't think there was anybody anywhere predicted us for to get beat yesterday. So it was but typical Sunderland. You know, the manager of the month curse. It happened again. We get to manager of the month, and then we go and put a performance like that. Bit of a sickener, bit of a kick in the teeth. But I was ahead of the game. If we played our game, I couldn't see Plymouth laying a glove on us. But unfortunately, that's not the way it panned out.
Yeah, I mean, I said when we did the commentary yesterday, the old manager of the month curse. You know, he gets that award on Friday. Yeah. You know, on paper we should have walked it, but well, we didn't. How confident were you, Emma, before kick-off?
I was extremely confident. Although I only went for a 1-0 win, I was confident that we were going to walk away.
So you wasn't that confident, really, if you only went for 1-0.
But I was confident that we were going to get the win.
I think Mike went for 6-0 or something, didn't you? That's confident. So you was confident we were going to get the win, yes?
Yeah, I was confident we were going to get the win yesterday.
Conrad, you must have been, I mean, 4 out of 4, and then we're going all the way down there. Plymouth not doing very well.
I was saying on extra time, I was like, I'm really confident, but I just don't ever rule us out doing a Sunderland, and there'll be a lot of people who had their bets busted yesterday.
Yeah, we did a Sunderland. Yeah.
And we did a Sunderland. It was exactly what you expect from us to do, where we didn't turn up and we just didn't play very well. But when you look at 4 wins out of 5, in the grand scheme of things, you sort of think if you'd have lost to Burnley and say won the others, it wouldn't have mattered, but it's just the way we played, I think.
Well, I mean, as we stand at the moment, and of course we are recording this now, we're still top of the league. Although if West Brom, I think, get a result today, that could change. But who knows? We'll see. So the team selection. You saw the lineup. Was how happy was you with that, Conrad?
I was a bit like I don't. It's not that I don't rate him on it. I just wanted Alan Brown to stay in. I wanted to keep the consistency from the week before, which I thought actually.
Alan Brownie, as you plan.
Yeah, the brownies.
You want to lay off them brownies, is what you want to do.
I know, look at that.
Right.
Just thought, keep going from what we did at Portsmouth 2 weeks ago. I thought was our best performance so far when we looked at our best. So I didn't want Dan Neil to just jump straight back in, just because I thought Brown had done really well, and it just seemed like we didn't get control of the midfield at all throughout the game, and their wingers were causing us no end of problems all day. So that was the only criticism of the team I had, but I'm sure he had his reasons for picking Neil over Brown.
Team selection, Wayne, were you happy when you saw the lineup?
No, I'm a great believer, and you shouldn't change a winning side. For me, it should have been the same team. Neil should have waited for his chance to come back in. I can see why he did it, because the 3 midfield players had been away on international duty, so he's probably rested Brown, plus he's come back from injury as well to give him a bit of rest. But for me, it didn't work. It didn't work yesterday, and like I say, he shouldn't have changed that winning team from Portsmouth. And the midfield all did well. So no, I was a bit unhappy when I saw that lineup.
You were kicking off, was you?
I was kicking.
I was on the phone. Reggie,
what you
get that sorted out.
What you doing, Reggie?
Emma, you saw the team. Was you happy with that?
I didn't expect anything else, to be fair. Daniel come back from his red card. You knew he was going to be straight back in as captain, so it was like, what else could he do? I wasn't surprised by it. It's what I thought it would be.
Looking back on social media then this weekend, Dan Neil's got a bit of a hammering, really. Do you think the captaincy, giving him the captaincy, do you think that has affected his game win?
I would have given it. I think he's still too young. I would have given it to someone like Dan Ballard. You know, but he's got that reputation on the pitch of being a talker. He's a local lad, so knows the area and knows how passionate the fans are. So I can see why they give him it. But for me, I wouldn't have given it. I would have given it to someone like Dan Ballard. Or even keep Luke O'Neill in there. You know.
Yeah, fair enough. Emma, do you think the captaincy's affected Dan Neil's play?
I don't know, he's always been a bit hot-headed in certain games for me.
Can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly. So
I know somebody like that.
yeah, I know, just like me. But I don't know, I think it has affected him, but the thing is, I said this the other week, I was talking to somebody, can't remember who, but it's like since Luke O'Neill hasn't had the captaincy, he sort of like played a bit better in a few games. So it's like, it's a captaincy curse type thing.
Should we have no captain?
Yeah, we'll just go no captains, like
just a
captaincy
free-for-all.
curse. Where it's like, you get the captaincy and you sort of go downhill and you get too hot-headed, and it's like a power trip effectively, if you know what I mean.
Do you agree with that then, Conrad?
It's early days for him. I think he'll sort it out. Cattermole was a bit like that when he got given the captaincy at first, and I'd have probably kept it with 09, but Hume's another good shout. He's the captain of Northern Ireland now, so he clearly has the responsibility in him as well, and he doesn't ever seem to get fazed by anything when he's playing. Just doesn't look bothered, does he? Do
you think if Dan Neil wasn't the captain, though, do you think he would have come straight back in yesterday? Or if he wasn't captain, would he have left him out? Do you think he brought him back just because he's captain?
I think he brought him back probably because he is probably a better player than Alan Brown on his day and can give us that. And if you were looking at Plymouth from the outside like we all did, thinking this should be easy and we should win, he probably thought it suited Dan Neil better than Brown. But it's like, I agree with you that you don't change the team. Brown was getting forward against Portsmouth all game and rightfully nicked a goal on the line as well. So that's the only reason I wouldn't have changed it, but he probably thought Neil suited it better.
And to be fair, it's a fairly good shout with Trey Hume. I mean, captain of Northern Ireland, so you know, it would have been a bit of continuity there.
But do you not think Trey Hume was a hot head to start with, and that might tip him over the edge? You know what he's like, flying into tackles, gets the captain's armband, might make him worse.
Well, let's see what he's like with Northern Ireland first, and if he's hot-headed, we'll rule that one out. Yesterday, then we got a penalty to take the lead down at Home Park. There, Rig went over. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? Have you seen it?
Would always cry for a penalty.
Oh, we'll always shout for it. Of course we will.
Penalty all day for us, because we'd shout for it.
Do you reckon?
Aye.
Conrad, was it a penalty?
Yeah, it's soft, but yeah, it's a penalty. He clips his feet as he's running, you know. It's like, because it used to be like Gareth Bale, he used to go down under the slightest bit of contact, but when you're running at full pelt, it only takes a little nudge and you're over. So yeah, it's a foul outside, it's a foul in.
I don't think it was a penalty at all.
Do you know? I do.
Absolutely not.
Do you know why I think it was a penalty? Because we took the penalty and scored, so he gave it.
yeah.
So it's a penalty.
Yeah. So what's it? So you think it was a penalty?
I think it was.
I absolutely don't think it was. During the commentary yesterday, I thought, I mean, I didn't even know what had been given until he's pointing there and I'm jumping about like an idiot.
The hardest part of it was actually seeing where the line was for the box to even see if it was in the box at first.
I get that. It was with that sunshine. But I don't think it was. But I'll take it all day. Like, I mean, I thought it was Roberts who was brought down, really. But
I've done Roberts and Rig.
That's what happens when you get to my age.
Theirs was definitely not a penalty. There's just, nah, they shouldn't have that penalty.
Well, of course, that's no bias coming out there, is it? Like,
no, seriously, watch that one. That was just like...
Shut up, behave yourself, man.
Legs, man.
So, the blame game then. Who do we blame for yesterday? I mean, you know, who's at fault? Who do you think, Conrad?
I think we've got to go down the manager, but it's early. I think we just if we set up wrong.
What, Reggie out already? Is that it?
No.
Wow.
No. So funny. I thought I was going to get asked that. This time, no, last season it took us 16 games at the end of the season to get 12 points, and he's done it in 5.
Did it really?
Like, yeah, we took from game week 31 to 46. We got 12 points. So he can make a mistake along the way. It's fine. It's early days for him. but there's nothing wrong this early to say, yeah, you got that wrong. Like, you know, it's with the setup wasn't right, and the way we reacted in the second half just didn't exist. So.
Wayne, who are you going to blame for this then? Whose fault was it?
Well, when we get beat, it's normally Christian Speakman's fault, isn't it?
yeah.
Blame him. No, I think it's got to go down as it's just a collective one, and it's one of them we just write off. It's a mixture, team selection. The players he picked didn't turn up. The ones who we expect for to turn up didn't. The international break, I think if that game's before the break, we win that game easy. And I think the international break, as it always does, disrupts you. Players come back tired, all the travelling, so I think it's a bit of a collective thing of all them.
Just an off day for everybody.
So who would you blame? Me?
Nah, the players on the pitch, they're the one that had control of the ball, you know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, I think if Dan Ballard hadn't scored that own goal, I think it might have been a bit of a different story. I think by them coming back with a goal, it's give them the memento to pick themselves up. So you could kind of blame it on Dan Ballard, but then you could also
they were getting
blamed on team selection.
Yeah, I think you could see it coming. You could see it coming a mile off.
And it was a great save anyway in the first place to get it to Ballard.
In the Matrix would have got away with that.
Yeah, exactly. There's no.
I mean, it's just first half. If we'd gone 2 up with there when Roberts tried to curl it in top corner there, but I mean, talk about a game of 2 halves. I mean, we was, you know. I thought we was pretty good first half, but I'm just wondering how bad Plymouth actually were and whether they made us look better than we was, because second half came out. I mean, is Rooney actually a better manager than we're giving him credit for? Because he's done something at half time. He's gone in there, he said something, because they came out and they wanted that badly second half.
You could see all the players were playing for him yesterday. At the end, even in the third goal or at the end of the game, they all ran over to him, the place. So they're clearly with him still, which is different from Birmingham, who didn't want him to be there.
It's difficult not being next to him though.
Yeah, he's quite a size.
Sponsored by Greggs, isn't he?
Yeah, but so, it's just. It was one of them, I think, like you said, if that had been before the international break, I think we win. Yeah. I think he's had time to regroup his players and get them back on, and then probably have a good look into us, and that's probably where it's...
I think the international breaks caused us a lot of problems then, do you think?
I think so. I think that's 100%. I think, like I say, it always disrupts. I hate them, especially that this early in the season. It's if you've started bad, they're good for you, but when you're like us and you're flying, it just hinders you. And especially when you've got so many players away and all the travelling they've done, and I just think they should. Well, international breaks are a different story, but
I did think. I mean, I hate the international breaks, but I mean, I thought, well, we're top of the league for an extra week, aren't we? You know, but have we been found out already? Then I know we're only like 5 games in now, but I mean, we just didn't really play. I mean, we've had 4 games where we've been a pleasure to watch, I think. And then yesterday was just...
The high press wasn't there yesterday. We just looked tired. We stopped pressing them. And second half, they upped their game, upped the energy, and we couldn't live with them. Their 2 wingers tortured us yesterday afternoon. And which is not like us, because Circle and Hume are normally bang on, but for whatever reason...
But is that because Rooney's done his homework on us, and he's had a look at us and done that, and it's made us... Like I said, found us out really, because something yesterday just didn't work. What do you think?
Well, I mean, first half of the game we were on form. We were absolutely on form, and you could say that we are dangerous when we're on form. But then, like you say, second half has Rooney done his research, because if you think about what players played yesterday that we didn't have last season. So has he looked at how we formed last season with these players, seen what they're capable of, and then went in at half time and said, no, look, this is who you need to be on, this is what you need to do.
See, I don't know if I saw this wrong. I don't know if any of you agree, but first half I thought it was a bit sloppy in the final third. You know, stuff where we could have at least hit the target, and they were flying wide and over and stuff like that. So,
well, Red Geese was saying yesterday that he, I thought the second half was worse, but when I watched his interview, he thought the first half was worse, and that we weren't playing well there. And I think I said to you before that he clearly thought that we didn't get a hold of it in the first half, and that's what led to us having a bad second half, that we just couldn't pull it back round.
Still get back to the centre forward log. I think if we had an experienced centre forward, we scored 2 goals just afternoon, because Mundell put some great balls across, but Mienda, with him not being the finished article, wasn't in the right place. If we have that striker, then we scored 2 goals. But I think yesterday for me, because we had a bad performance, 75 minutes, you nick an equaliser, just take the point and get and you know, take the point and away again. But we tried to win the game and we got caught out.
Right, okay, you're on about striker and stuff like that. Reggie's substitutions, I mean, there was, I saw him we brought Brown on, and after that, did anybody else come on after that?
Isidore came on.
Oh, did he actually come on? I was going to say he should have been given a run.
It was a tight angle, like I can't blame him for it, but he could have headed it back across.
So, right, okay then, so do you think our players then, do you think, I mean, the professional footballers, so this shouldn't really happen, but do you think by half time they thought, we've got this one now, we've already run 4 in a row, we're 1 up, you know, Plymouth are down the bottom. Do you think they've got sloppy at half time, Wayne?
Well, that's where your manager comes in. Your manager should be stopping all of that. So, and I did say it before the game, if you go down there and expect just to roll out with them, you come a cropper, which is kind of what happened. I didn't want to say we were too complacent, but we just weren't on our game yesterday for whatever reason. But no, the manager should be stopping that. When you're getting at 1-0 at half time, you should be kind of getting something out of the game, and then when you've scored 2 away from home, you should be at least getting a point, which defensively we were shocking yesterday. Yeah,
and that's something that we haven't been on in any of the other games, so I'm hoping it's just a bad day at the office. But then Ballard limped out at the end, Elise's out for however many weeks that is. Mepham was on the bench
yesterday. That saved us a couple of own goals though, one of the 3.
Although it was, when I saw it was 1-1 and I did see that we'd scored, I did have a little smile going, no one scores past us but us.
Yeah. I think you put that in the chat, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was Emma, were we complacent then? Half time we got there and thought, we've got this one.
To me, it's the same old Sunderland, a game of 2 halves. They go out and play one way, and then they come out and play another.
Second half, Sunderland made an appearance, didn't they?
Yeah, it's.
But if it's a 1 in 5 appearance, I don't mind. If we top up the points for that for the rest of the season, we'll end on 108. So it'll be all right.
It's been a 5 in 5 in games gone past.
Yeah.
Right, that's fair enough. All right then. What about any positives to take from the game? And what about a man of the match? Can you give anybody that on our team? Emma, do you want to go with that?
I'd give it to Mundell. He was up and down that wing, and when he was on the ball, he caused them problems. So to me, I'm going to give it to Mundell.
He's just he's a threat at all times, isn't he? And
if I can just put in here at the moment, 17 minutes played. Portsmouth, West Brom, and West Brom are winning at the moment. So at the moment, we're not top of the league.
It's all right.
Madge just scored by this.
So 41 games to go. It was a long time.
And it's Madge who scored. So there you go. I knew. Never mind. Well,
Ballard will crock him at the next game. Yeah.
Any positives from me yesterday, Wayne?
Same as Emma. I think Mundell. He's just slotted in there since Jack Clark's gone. He's been a revelation for me. I didn't think personally that he would have been as good as he has been when he came in, but he's been great. Like Emma said, he was up and down that wing. His work rate, gets the goal again. So I had to give him man of the match. Roberts, I thought as well, was decent yesterday. Again, looked sharp, taking people on. But I had to give it for Mundell just for his goal, and he looks at it. He wants to win. He's hungry. So Mundell for me.
Conrad?
Yeah, same. Just the directness of him, because even before he slotted in the second, he was the only one in any of the highlights actually getting something, and the way he ragdolled that player about on the floor getting a yellow card, I thought was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean he did make some good runs, and he was doing what he does, cutting inside into the box and all that, and in fact
he can still go out on his left as well, so they can't predict him, whereas you knew with Clark it was coming inside every time. I mean, to be fair though, I did Roberts with you. I thought was all right. I mean, I was struggling to think really, because none of them really covered themselves in glory. But I thought Roberts was. If that was our bad game, because we normally have one bad game every now and again. Like if you look back at our seasons, we do fall apart, and if that's us falling apart, say if we bounce back against Borough and win, that's not a bad fall apart compared to like 4 or 5 nils in the past.
I just hope we're going to get into that routine of when we're playing teams who we expect to beat and put in them type of performances. Because that's
they raised their game and we didn't play ours. This is the best way of saying it.
Right. Right, well what we're going to do is, because Mike is due who's doing his charity walk all the way from Burnley up to the Stadium of Light here, and we're all here to meet him as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to get some footage of him coming in, and we'll do that for you. We're going to speak to him. Of course, Jack's mum's here as well, so we'll have a chat with her. We'll stick that on, and then hopefully, if Mike feels up to it, we'll get him on the channel, and we'll do the last part of the Sunday bunch for you. Before we do, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors for this season, who are footballprizes.co.uk. Fantastic little site this. If you want to check it out, you can win all sorts of prizes. They give away, it's all football related stuff, so you don't get any daft razors what shave your balls and stuff like that. All right, it's all genuine football prizes. Cash you can win as well. We like cash. So if you just check that out, check that out. You go in and it's cash with me turkey teeth. Go on the site, check it out. It's footballprizes.co.uk. If you go into this description, there's a link to it there. Have a look at the site and join all sorts. They're like raffles and stuff like that. 99 pence and stuff, and win some fantastic prizes. So they are our sponsors for this season, footballprizes.co.uk. Get in the description, click the link, go and have a look at that and see what that's all about. We'll be back. We're going to go and see how Mike's doing, and we're back shortly. See you soon.
Okay, so we're here with Mike from SAFC Fan TV, who has just walked all the way from Burnley to Sunderland. So Mike, how many miles has it taken you to get to the Stadium of Light today?
Well, the whole thing was 90.2 miles, but like with the injury and stuff like that, I've clocked up about 82 altogether. That's the actual mileage I've ended up walking to get here.
You've done well. You've done really well.
Not including walking around the stadium and the store, because I think that was another mile.
Well. So Mike, just remind me, why have you done this walk? The 80 miles.
Yeah, 80 odd.
Yeah.
Don't forget the odd. Obviously for, our beloved colleague Jack, who we lost earlier this year. So, and it's raising for British Heart Foundation, which is a great cause. And they do life-saving research all the time, so it was just something to try and give back and honour the memory of Jack.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to raise money for the British Heart Foundation, so why did you choose to take on such a challenge walking all the way from Burnley to Sunderland?
Because I'm an idiot and I don't value my knees, but it's but no, it just seemed like an apt thing to do, because obviously this is what the whole relationship with me and Jack was centred around here, and I never got to go to a game with him or anything like that, so I just thought it was the right thing to come here for that. So
yeah. So speaking of Jack, I know on the first day of your walk you posted on our group chat that you saw a rainbow.
Yeah.
So when you first saw the rainbow, what was your thoughts?
I've actually got a snippet going. I actually looked up and said, I know you're here as well, so yeah, I just thought Jack was with me there, so that was cool.
Yeah. So obviously, throughout your walk, what's been the most challenging part for you, Mike?
Well, generally the distance was hard anyway, but it's the whole thing doing it on your own. I think when you do something like this in a group, you can rely on other people. And at points, I was on top of the moors and I saw no civilization in any direction, thinking, how much water do I actually have? So it was kind of the mental side, getting over it was the hardest thing, more than the physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you've done really well to do it, though. So it's a positive.
Yes.
So obviously you picked up your knee injury.
Yes.
Tell me what happened with your knee and how you've managed the rest of the way with a dodgy knee.
Don't try and put on a poncho in gale force winds with a heavy bag on your back, because you end up down a ditch and twisted. But I got up and it's just, I don't know what's wrong with it yet. We'll let the doctors decide that, but I'm still hobbling, so it's all right. I'm still going.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still here, you're still standing, that's the main thing.
That's it.
So Mike, one final question for you. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody out there with either a heart condition and all the donors that have donated to you? Because last time I checked, you were on £1,010.
Yes, well, with the 1,000 already raised plus gift aid, my employer is putting an extra 200 into that as well, and all the ad revenue from my channel for this month is going into it, so we're looking at nearly £1,500 raised. So you guys are absolutely amazing for that, and what I did is nothing compared to you guys putting your hands in your pockets in hard times and raising that money. So just thank you very much for that.
So we're here with Jackie, who is our very own Jack Shields' mum. She's come along to cheer on Mike today. Jackie, so you're here at the stadium. Tell us a little bit about Jack.
Jack was a smashing lad, and anybody that knew Jack from the podcast or just knew Jack in general would know how passionate he was about Sunderland Football Club. I think first of all though, I think I need to thank Mike for what he's done. That hike can't have been easy, and it was very kind of him to do it. And I'm sure Jack would be very proud that we're actually here in the stadium today. I think it's amazing that they've allowed us to come to do that.
Tell me a little bit more about his condition then, Jackie, please.
Well, Jack was fit and healthy until he was 21, when one day in October 2015 he collapsed with pains in his chest. He was rushed to the Freeman Hospital, where they discovered that he had a weakness with the arteries around his heart. He had a 12-hour surgery to reinforce the arteries around his heart and to save his life, basically. And he got over it. They said they had him, that fixed him, and that he would have to be on blood pressure medication for the rest of his life. And you'd have to have regular checkups. And Jack was doing well. You know, he lived a moderate life, and he tried really hard to stay healthy by eating healthily and going to the gym, and he limited his alcohol consumption to once a week.
Apart from match days.
Usually on match day. Yeah. And he got back into his normal life, really. For 9 years he'd been fine, until that fateful day in April this year, the 27th, and he'd gone away to watch Sunderland play Watford. It was the last game of the season, the last away match of the season, and he went away on the supporters coach and unfortunately started to feel unwell on the coach coming home. He got home and within a couple of hours he'd had a massive cardiac arrest, and he died on my sitting room floor, as you say, just 29 years old. But what can you say? He was a smashing lad, and he was clever, he was funny, he's missed by lots and lots of people. We're trying to raise funds for the British Heart Foundation. But it isn't just about raising funds, it's about raising awareness, because people seem to think that it's elderly people that have problems with the heart, but it isn't always the case. As I say, what's happened to Jack. So what I would like to say is that if anybody, whatever age you are, if you think there might be something wrong, please go and get checked out. You know, one might save your life.
I mean, if Jack was still with me today, I know he is with me, but if he was standing here right now and he had seen that Mike had done all this work for the British Heart Foundation, what do you think Jack would be saying right now?
I'd be so proud. He would be so proud. I mean, he'd be over the moon for a start off just to be here. I mean, he has been here before. Had a party when he was a young kid, about 16. But as I say, you know how passionate he was about Sunderland. It's just so sad that he's not here today. But, you know, Mike has done this wonderful thing, and a lot of his friends have done other things as well to raise money, and we've raised quite a considerable amount, and we'll continue to do that. We'll keep doing that.
Hello then, welcome back to part 2 of the Sunday Bunch, of course coming to you recorded at the Stadium of Light today, and as you can see we've had a swap round on the panels, and we've got Conrad over this side now, and but Mike's here. Thanks for what you've done, honestly, fantastic effort all the way from Burnley up to the Stadium of Light, honestly, but the match yesterday, 3-2, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you want to have your little say on this. Mike, fire away.
Well, yeah, I was as confident as everyone else going into it, thinking, you know, the Sunderland of old of not performing against bottom teams is gone and dusted. But yeah, obviously that came back out again. I think Dan Neil looked lost. I think he got thrown back in, and I don't think he should have been.
So, tell you what, we asked, before you was here, we asked about Dan Neil getting the captaincy. Do you think that has affected Dan Neil's game then?
In general, potentially, but not enough to take it off him at this stage. But I think for that game, I don't think he should have been thrown in. I don't think we should have changed the winning team. And the substitution, it's the first time I've questioned Labree's substitutions, because when Brown came on, it should have been for Job, who had a yellow card, because Job was then, every game we've had recently, we've been tackling from the centre. Suddenly when Job's got the yellow card, he can't do that. So it put more pressure on the defence, and the defence was just folding under it. So I think that was our downside there. A lot of yellow cards went on, and my friend Isidore did come on, but it was a bit too late, and I'm dying to see 2 up front at some point. So yeah, we should have gone gun-ho. We should have took one of the midfields off, thrown Isidore on, left Meander on, and gone for it at the end.
Do you think has our bubble burst then already after 5 games now?
It's never about.
I mean, we're already dropping down the league now. We're already second.
That's not over yet.
That's where you was finishing though, second, so that's perfect.
That's my prediction, but you know, a bit more positive than that. It's never about the loss, because it's going to happen throughout the season to even the best teams in the world. It's never about the loss, it's how you bounce back. So it's irrelevant about this fixture. It's done, it's dusted, it's gone. Let's look at the next fixture. If we can bounce back with a good result in the next fixture, that's what makes a season.
To be honest, second place gets us up there anyway, and I must admit, my wife would love me to come second as well, honestly, but we'll cut that out.
That's
shocking, you can't do that. Right, we'll see if that gets left in or not. So, well, like I said, 3-2. It's you pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and we're going to move on to Saturday's game, Middlesbrough. For me personally, I think they're a bit of a bogey team for us. Home and away, we just seem to struggle against them. I mean, I don't think they're brilliant, but of course, it's not a proper derby, but. Just you know, it is for them, and they, they raise the game. So, Conrad, do you think they are a bit of a bogey team for us?
Yeah, in recent games they have been. I don't think we've beaten them apart from the 2-0 Stewart and Diallo one here. So we haven't beaten them a lot recently. I work with a couple of Borough fans who are sort of saying they're not playing the best, and I was a bit like, that's not good for us. Normally we play better against the teams that do well, but like you were saying, Mike, it's how we bounce back, and. There's no better game in this league probably than either Leeds or Middlesbrough to test ourselves, and now we come back against them.
Yeah, I mean, I work with a Middlesbrough fan at work, and we always have a bet every time we play them, and I've had to remortgage the house. It's not on. I just don't do well at all. Are they a bit of a bogey team for us, Wayne?
They are, right. They're a bit like us. You never know which kind of team's going to turn up, but they always seem to turn up when they play us. And we've struggled against them in recent times, so we owe them one, shall we say. I mean, we'd have probably beat them last season if Dan Neil hadn't gotten sent off and we kept his gob shut for 30 seconds. We'd have probably beat them last season, but I had a bit of a thought.
Yeah, that all went wrong. Was it 4-0 or something?
No, it ended up 4-0.
When we played, I mean, that's
season before Stuart got injured in the warm-up and we went to their place and we were flying,
right.
It sort of threw off our game because Sims came in and it just wasn't the same.
Mike, Middlesbrough, are they a bogey team for us, do you think?
Yeah, and I'm wondering now, I mean, I say it's not a derby, but I'm wondering if that's why they have an advantage on us, because they're coming to us like they're playing a derby, and we all know when you go into a derby, you play a bit more. You give that your free win.
Well,
yeah. So maybe we're just looking at it in the wrong way, but like I say, I don't think we can class it of being a bogey team in the past. I think Labree's turned this team around completely. So it's like I say, it's how we bounce back. So
I mean, they're not exactly flying, but like I say, it is their derby, and you know, form and everything goes out the window when it's like that. They're up for it, and I don't know if that sort of gives them a slight advantage because it is a derby for them, so they want to win. If we get beat off Middlesbrough, I'm not like when we get beat off Newcastle. No. Well, I won't speak to nobody for a week and stuff like that. Like, but
well, we've got defensive issues now to consider as well, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Well, Mepham was on the bench as well.
Yeah, but Ballard left in a brace and on crutches from that last game
as well.
So there goes another centre back.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, how confident are you then for the game win?
I think if we prepare well this week, and if we get our game head back on, and I think we've got a week to recover, I think we'll be alright. I think we'll give them a good game. I think Labrie seems to know where our weaknesses are. You know what needs to be worked on. He always speaks well after the game, so I think we'll be alright. I really think we'll give them a good game and sneak it one.
Mike, you confident?
Very. Yeah, I think we're going to do it.
Very.
Always.
6-0.
Never the optimist.
We'll come to the predictions in a bit then. All right. Conrad?
Yeah, I think if we bounce back properly and play how we've done in the other 4 games, then we should get past them. Should
get past
Never
them.
Rule out a Sunderland doing a Sunderland. Just never rule it out. No matter who's in charge, which manager, any time, it always crops up. I've got to be honest, it worries me a little bit. But you know, is it not a good time for us to be playing them as well after that defeat, or are we going to go right? That's the defeat out of the way. Here we go. Let's get back on track. Well, what do you think, Wayne?
Well, when you've won 4-4, you're always the team to beat, aren't you? Now that's gone, there's not so much pressure on us. I don't think. If we'd gone into the game winning 5 out of 5, they would have been even more up for it, I think. So it might work in our favour. Conrad, is it a good time to play them?
Yeah, we always play them at this time of the season. I think, like you, that I'm almost glad the defeat's out of the way, that they haven't had to sort of come in thinking, how are we going to beat these and really prepare for it. They'll be like, oh, we can get at them and we can do this. And hopefully, a bit like we were saying before about a little bit of complacency will set in from them, like with us at half-time, potentially.
Just come in a bit, because I'd hate for you to be off camera. There you go.
Can I just say, have you got any deodorant?
Yeah.
Mike,
you walk 4 days and tell me how you smell.
That's shocking. The lad has just walked
90 miles.
90 miles, right? Stink, all you can do is say you stink. Mike, is it a good time to play them after that defeat, or is it the start of a losing streak? It's something we're talking about, you know.
No, definitely not a losing streak. I'm way too positive for that. But what I did like is the post-match interview with Labrie. He recognised the fallings and the problems, and he literally said, we're going to work on this all week. So the fact that this is our first slip-up and he's going to drill down into that tells me we should bounce back.
Right, okay. I know we're only 5 games in, so it's a little bit early to be saying this.
Up by Easter.
Yeah, maybe not Easter now, but maybe a couple of weeks
Christmas,
after.
if you ask Emma.
Yeah, up by Christmas, Emma says. I mean, top or second or wherever we're going to be by the end of that we've recorded this. Is that a false position, or do we deserve to be where we're at, or you know, or have we just, as everybody, because nobody else in the league has really like stood out and gone, they're going to be ones to watch. So is it just the fact that nobody else has done that, and we've sort of grabbed our opportunity there? Mike, what do you think? Do we deserve to be where we are?
We definitely deserve. We've got Job, Rigg, Isidore and me and all these future Premier League superstars in our team at the moment. So it's just rolling forward as it should be. It's fate.
Mr. Positivity there.
Imagine
Wayne?
if Terry was here, this would be a completely different conversation.
Wayne?
I think we deserve to be where we are, 100%. But there's a long way to go yet. You know, it's too early to be saying we're going to get promoted. This, that, the other. Other teams are still settling their new signings. We've got injury problems like you've just been saying. So I don't know, if we can get to Christmas and we're still up and around the playoffs, then I'd say it's a bit too early to be saying there.
It's a great start though. It's a way to do it, and I mean, it's like,
100%.
and it's that thing, and people say, right, you know, we're only 5 games in, but if we got then 7, 8, 9 games in, and we're winning, it breeds that confidence, and you know, a winning team, and you start winning, and undoubtedly through the season, you always have a little bad spell, you know. So, but you know, let's get as many points on the board as we can. Conrad, do we deserve to be where we're at?
Yeah, the way we've been playing has been fantastic, especially when you look at the second half of last season and the difference we've sort of had from those ones. But you know, it's still early. Like you say, anyone can beat anyone in this league, and they've proved that year after year when there's only several points between each position. So
these next few games, we have got a tough run coming up, haven't we? You know,
that's it. But if we bounce back and say if we don't lose any of these, whether we just draw a few, get a few, then you start to look at it and go, actually, we're getting away.
But we said that about when Burnley came, didn't we? Was like thinking, you know, this is a good test, and like you say, I mean, we're playing well.
Injuries apparently.
I mean, I can't.
That's just excuses from fans.
I mean, I can't.
No, you had Scott Parker and you were shit.
I mean, I can't believe it. You come in. I mean, I think I'm in the wrong stadium. What I mean, I'm thinking that this is not Sunderland. It's been a pleasure to watch. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get some predictions from you. All right, and then
there was no change this week. We all went Sunderland.
And then we'll
every one of us.
And then we'll wrap it up. So, Wayne, Saturday, Sunderland versus Middlesbrough. What do you think?
I'm going to steal your score, Phil. I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1.
Oh, you're
right, fair enough. Emma's off camera, but she's behind there.
Same to you and all.
She's doing Desmond. She's got a Desmond.
Right, Desmond.
2-2.
2-2 there. Emma's going to go. Conrad?
2-1 Sunderland, I think.
2-1 Sunderland, we're going down there. All right. Mike?
I'm going to be half as positive as last time. So we're going to go 3-0. 12. And I also mentioned that Mundell's got a cracking future in the WWE if it all goes wrong for him at football as well.
All right. So we're saying
3-0, did you say?
Yeah.
3-0. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm going to shock you all. I'm going to surprise you here. Right. And I'm going to go for a 3-1.
Never.
Sunderland win. Right. So we'll do that. So that seems all right. Jack's mum, what do you think?
I think it might be a draw.
Might be a draw. Get out.
1-1.
1-1.
A Jack Ross special.
Right then, Jackie's going for a 1-1. Right. So well, nobody's put us down to get beat anyway, so we might be all right then. Emma, do you want to come in here and then you can say bye to everybody? We'll all squeeze round. We'll have to squeeze round a lot if we're going to try to get you in there. We can. Are we all in? I say,
bye everyone.
He's a married man. Listen, thanks for tuning in. If you want to. If you still want to comment on this, we are not live, but there'll be somebody monitoring that. So you can stick your comments in, and we'll get somebody to reply to you as well. We will be back next. So we're going to extra time first. When's your extra time?
Extra time on Thursday at 7, and then we'll be doing a live stream of the Borough game on the Saturday as well.
That Mike and Conrad. So there'll be a live stream on the Borough game on Saturday, and then we'll be back for a live edition of the Sunday Bunch, back to normal next week. Once again, massive thank you to Sunderland Football Club for helping us out today. Thanks to Jackie and the rest of them for travelling up there, and just to you lot to say bye to everybody. Mike, you've been an absolute star. How's your legs?
All right, yeah, hobbling well.
One of them's all right.
Just the walk back now.
There you go. Mike, you just want to say bye to everybody?
Yep, thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget the usual like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And the Just Giving page for this walk will stay open for another week, so if you can still give anything to that, the link will be in the description. And thank you all for the support so far. You've been awesome.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Win, say bye to everybody.
Yeah, like I said, just echo what everybody said. Thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate everybody who watches. A big thanks to Robin, who's sitting over there to help us organise the stadium. It's been absolutely fantastic. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Superb, Conrad.
Yeah, thank you.
Blow everybody a kiss.
Thank you all for watching, and seriously, well done, Mike. It's been absolutely fantastic what you've done. So well done.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Emma.
Yeah, well done, Mike. Walking all that in memory of our very own.
Talk closer into Conrad's neck.
So well done, Mike, for walking all that way for our very own Jack Shields, and obviously thank you to Jackie, Amy, and Suzanne for coming up in honour of this, and obviously Sunderland Football Club again, and obviously
You're very
Phil.
close, man. I'll tell you what, man. Catherine's going to be good for you.
Is that deodorant still around?
And Phil, thank you to you. But bye, everyone.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you want to become a member of the channel, it's $1.99 a month. It's less than 50 pence a week, and it really does help us out. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye. Can we give them a wave? Wave!